This video is all about trading options against leveraged ETFs. I'm going to show you how I've been trading options against TQQQ, which is a 3x levered ETF over the past year. I've been doing poor man's covered calls as well as selling put options against this leveraged ETF over the past year. And in the end, even though during this time frame it experienced a 42% crash, I'm up 36%. I'm going to share all the details of all the trades I did over the past year. I'm going to show you how I adjusted the positions when the market went way up and way down. I'm going to explain my thinking behind those decisions. And in the end, I'll show you the spreadsheet that shows you my P&L over the past year. So if you're interested in possibly trading options against 3x levered ETFs, you're in the right spot. Please keep in mind that just because I experienced a 36% return over the past year, it doesn't mean the next 12 months will yield the same results. They could be worse, they could be a lot worse, or they could be a lot better. Just please keep that in mind. Okay, now I've got that legal stuff out of the way, let's get to the real fun. I'm gonna start this out kind of in reverse. I am gonna show you all my trades over the past year, but first I'll make sure you understand the trades that I'm doing. I'm gonna make sure you understand that by showing you my current position. Because I've been trading a real similar position to this the entire year. So we're in two positions in TQQQ. We've been selling put options, but we're also in a poor man's cover call. So let me tell you what those two option positions are for those of you, especially those who are newer. So first, the put option. This is the easy one. We're selling out of the money put options unless the stock has a big crash, which it did at least one time per year. So we're selling an out of the money put option. Now this year, I did have myself some protection. You see, I also owned a Leaps put option at the $20 strike price. I bought that over a year ago, and I've just been sitting on it kind of like my insurance. In case my house of cards burns down with TQQQ, my stop is $20 per share. As you can see, it cost me $2.25 in this average column here to buy those put options. I think it was over a year ago. So I've been selling put options against it. So actually I've been kind of in a spread. I've been in a bullish put credit spread. But I want to trade that long-term or Leaps put option one time. It's not done every month. So I've been selling put options, and I'm also in a poor man's cover call. And here's what that looks like. Back, I believe it was about a year ago, I bought the call option expired in 2 years. So it's the January of 2026, $55 call option. Now, as you're looking at this, just so you know, if it's pink, it's in the money. If it's green, it's out of the money. So that $55 call option that I bought about a year ago, it's been in the money, I think, the whole time, if memory serves me correctly. Then I've been selling a shorter term call option against it, usually a monthly option. I was doing bi-weekly options, but it's so much work, I was like, I don't have time for this. So I've been selling the monthly option against the longer term Leaps call option I own. So today is January 10th. So this call option I've sold, the near term call option, it expires in 7 days, it expires on January 17th. So I'll be rolling this option the next week or so. All right, so cash care put option, poor man's cover calls, protected put option to cover me. That's been my position the entire year. Now let's get to the fun stuff. I remember when I first started learning options, this is stuff I used to totally geek out on. So if you're like me, I hope you're geeking out on this. This is a cool looking chart. I'm going to explain it all to you so understand how I've been trading this position over the past year. I tried to think of a way I could depict this for you that'd be easy for your eyes to grab onto and understand. So let me tell you what's going on with this chart. First, this is the daily chart of TQQQ. It expands about the past 10 or 11 months. In this yellow area, this is where I'm going to pick up this position. So that's back on March 13th. So we bought that Leaps call option, remember it was the in the money Leaps call option, and then we've been selling options that expire in a shorter time frame, typically about a month out. So the teal color, and I've been told I'm colorblind, so hopefully this looks like teal to you, are the strike prices of the call options we've been selling, and the pink lines are where the strike price is of the put options we've been selling. And then I have notes for each trade here. We're going to talk through this. So first, as you see here on April 17th, we're in a position. We sold these options on April 17th. We're in this position until May 6th. I have to zoom out here because the put option was pretty far out of the money. Remember I said I like selling the put options out of the money? So as you see here back on April 17th, we sold the call option with a strike price of $53 per share. And notice that TQQQ is trading for around $53 per share. Now for the sake of not twisting my tongue in a big old knot, I'm just going to say T instead of TQQQ. So it'll take me 5 times as long to record this video if I try and say TQQQ every time. So we'll say T, okay? So I sold the call option of T around $53 per share. Then the put option, I sold it way down here at $40 per share. So notice how far it was out of the money. And I did that because as you can see here, T had experienced a sharp decline over the previous month to month and a half. All right, so we're starting off good. We sold a call option that's slightly in the money. You kind of notice that pattern here. So you see here, I sold the put option out of the money and the call option was slightly in the money. Where this line starts, that's the day I enter the trade. Where the line stops is the approximate day I ended the trade. Then you see the next month will pick up because I always rolled this. I was never out of the short near-term options. I always had sold short near-term options against my long Leaps call, and I was always in a short cash secure put option. As you see on the day we did this trade was right where these lines begin and end. T had jumped up, and so this call option, this short near-term call option, it was actually in the money. So on this date here where this line starts, I rolled that call option up to right at the money, and to help pay for that, I rolled the put option up as well. But again, notice it was still pretty far out of the money. As you follow the line here, you see T continue to show strength so that whenever we rolled this position, it was actually in the money again. That $58 strike price call option we sold was in the money because T was trading for around $65 per share. So it's actually pretty far in the money, over 10%. Again, I rolled both those options up. I'm trying to keep this call option slightly in the money to give me some protection if T rolls over and comes down, which you're gonna see it does in a big way. So on May 24th, as you see here, I rolled this call option up to $62 per share. As you see, T was trading for around $64, $65 per share at that point. So we're just slightly in the money, which is right where I want it to be. But to help fund that, I had to roll my put option up as well. But still, that put option is pretty far out of the money. So we're in that option from May 24th to July 2nd. Here our line ends on July 2nd, and the next set of options takes over right in here on July 2nd. And notice what happened to T during this time frame. While we're in this trade, it had gone down, and our call option actually got out of the money, but then it went way up in price. It was up to all the way around $79, $80 per share. And remember, my call option is at $62 per share. So that call option was pretty far in the money. As a result, when I rolled this call option, but I was still able to get that short call option way up in price. On July 2nd, I sold the $70 strike price call option. But to help fund that, I rolled that put option up as well. But my put option was still really far out of the money. How far out of the money? Well, if I do my little graph here, it's about 14% out of the money. But that call option was still pretty in the money. So I'd rather have got that call option up to here, but I was only able to get to here, so I was okay with that. I knew that T was kind of overextended. If I zoom out here, you see this trading channel it had been in, but we're at the top of that trading channel. So I actually was okay with selling that call option as far in the money as it was because I felt like T might come down. So notice where I sold this call option. Notice this channel. Where is the call option at in relation to this channel? Well, it's almost right in the middle. And that's right where I wanted to be in case T came down in price, which as you see, it did exactly that. The problem is, it was a huge decline. I mean, after having a huge run up, it declined 42%. Remember me talking about that crash earlier? Well, this was a crash, and it was a real crash for me because I experienced it. So here's what I did. The next month we had to flip-flop. So we've been raising that call option up that we've been selling short near term, but after the crash, I had to bring it down. Or I didn't have to, I wanted to bring it down because I also want to get this put option down. But I also realized that where were we at in relation to this trading channel? Well, we're now at the bottom part of this trading channel. So in all likelihood, T would probably advance from where it was at because they've been finding support at the bottom of this trading channel if you go back many months. In fact, going back over a year. So here's where we're at. On August 6th, we've sold this short near-term call option at the 57 strike price. T is trading for around, we'll just say around $51, $52 per share. So that call option is actually out of the money. And I'm okay with that because we're at the bottom of this upward sloping trading channel that T has been in for quite a while. So notice where we're at. We're at the bottom of this upward sloping trading channel. And our call option is actually out of the money. Remember, I said I like to have them in the money a little bit, but in this case, because we're at the bottom of this upward sloping trading channel that T has been honoring for quite a while, I felt okay about this. You see, I thought we were probably due for a bounce. That's exactly what happened. Now, the only thing I wasn't able to do that I wanted to on this day is I would love to have this put option farther out of the money. In fact, I'd like to have it below this candlestick, but we couldn't do that. But I was able to get it down quite a bit, as you see here. Over the next month, T had a nice run up and then came back down and retested that area of support on this trading channel. Remember I said that trading channel support had been holding and the resistance had been resisting? Well, it did it again right in here. And at this point, we're good. Although I love my put option to be out of the money, I'm still okay. Now T begins to advance and has a nice advance so that on October 7th, we roll these options and we're able to flip-flop their position. With T trading for around $70 per share, I roll my short call option way up from 57 to 65. So I get it up, what is that, about $8 per share? And it's also, again, notice where it's at. It's just in the money. That's exactly where I want to be. And my put option is out of the money. Again, it's exactly where I want it to be. Over the next month or so, T kind of trades sideways and then it takes off. And right before we roll this position, it's up about 17% from where it was when we entered these positions. So if I cover my last trade here and asked you, what would I do here? What would you say? Well, you want that call option to be in the money a little bit. You want your put option to be out of the money. That's exactly what we did. As you see, we roll our call option up from $65 to $75 per share. And to help fund that, we also rolled our put option up to about $70 per share. So that's where we're at right now. These options expire in about 7 days, as you saw earlier with my current position. And really, T is right where I want it. Now, if it stays where it's at, I'll probably roll this call option out or maybe up a little bit because notice where we're at in this trading channel. It's kind of trading below the midpoint of this trading channel. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm also remembering that right now, I believe the market is overvalued. In my opinion, the Qs is overvalued. Now, the market disagrees with me. It obviously thinks we're at fair value, but I think we're overvalued. So I think at some point we're going to experience a correction. So I'm going to be a little bit careful here. Whereas I'd love to get this short call option option up to the middle of the channel again, I may keep it right where it's at if in about a week we're still at the same spot. But what I will probably try and do is get this put option down, maybe to below this support on this upward sloping trading channel. And that's just in case the market were to crash. As you can see, this thing moves around a lot. It is very volatile. And that's what you would expect from a 3x levered ETF, so it's doing exactly what we expect it to do. So just to recap here, my short call options, because we're in a bullish trend, but I wanted to give myself some protection, my short call options, I placed them in the money a little bit. And with my cash secure put options or short put options, I always wanted those out of the money if at all possible. Now, if we were in a bearish trend, I'd probably do the opposite, or I might just exit the position altogether. But because we're in a neutral bullish trend, that was my strategy and I'm gonna stick to it. I like this strategy, it's worked well for me. Now, I don't like to be a downer here, but with any business transaction you do, any trade, anything when it comes to business or money, you always want to try and understand your downside. So let me show you your downside with trading a 3x levered ETF, because it's very important you understand this. Now I've switched to a weekly chart of T. And notice what's happened over the life of this ETF. It started out trading way down here around 88 cents per share, relatively speaking. And then it had a huge run up and it's way up here around $91 per share. Ooh, that's an awesome return. I agree. But what you want to plan for is what happened next. Notice that going back to late 2021, T experienced a very sharp decline. How big was it? About 83%. It declined from up here around $90 per share all the way down here to $15 or $16 per share. When QQQ crashes, TQQQ does somersaults and crashes extremely hardcore. Remember, the goal of this ETF is to achieve 3 times the daily move of the Qs. So it doesn't mirror 3 times exactly, but the point is, when QQQ crashes, TQQQ, it does a nosedive, and it can hurt if you're not prepared for it. So what's interesting is notice where we're at in relation to this weekly chart. We are right back here at its all-time highs. In fact, we found resistance right around that. If I zoom into the top of this candlestick, notice where the candlestick topped out just a couple weeks ago. The body is right there at that high. So it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. But just keep in mind what will happen during the Q's next market crash. TQQQs will get hammered. So please be prepared for that. So to recap my overall strategy with TQQQ, I'm doing a poor man's cover call where I own a long-term call option that's in the money. I'm selling shorter near-term call options that are in the money slightly. On occasion, if it goes against me, I can't work that out. Every once in a while, the market has a big crash, they'll be out of the money. But my goal is to keep those in the money to give me some protection so that if Q comes down, I'm still okay on that short call option. I then am trying to sell my cash secure put options out of the money. Now, I do have some protection that's really far out of the money, which really, it wouldn't protect me a whole lot, but it is there and it was really cheap. I'm doing monthly options if at all possible. I was doing 2-week options, but really it was so much and I wasn't really making a whole lot more money for it. That's how to switch back over to monthly options. I'm also able to get enough premium when I sell that next month's options to pay for any adjustments I need to make in the options that are about to expire. What do you think about this strategy? Have you ever traded in 3x levered ETFs? Well, let me know your experience in TQQQ or any 3x levered ETF. Did it go well for you? Did it go terrible for you? What did you experience? Please share with the community here so we can all learn from this. Monthly in the money poor man's cover calls and selling cash secure put options that are out of the money can yield nice consistent cash flow and returns in 3x levered ETFs. Just please make sure you're prepared for that next inevitable 70 or 80% market crash, because it will happen again. If you'd like to get an alert whenever I buy stock or sell options, check out the benefits of becoming a patron down at the link in the description below. If you're curious about my trading results in TQQQ over a longer time frame, in fact, 800 days, check out the video at the link above and description below entitled, I traded TQQQ options for 800 days and here's what happened. Until next time, happy investing, and we'll see you again soon.